that probably weakens the Soviet military. Probably cuts into my political power gain. Yeah. It only costs 3 money. Let's do this proton collider. Maybe. Maybe computerization. Oh, Soviet PCs, that was cheap. Might help with reducing corruption is the hope. Wait, now I'm at -8. I guess it costs a little bit. Let's see. Hold on, and a lot of this stuff. Agriculture research institutes. Or new agriculture methods. Improve the military technology. Yeah, computerization actually substantially increase my deficit somehow. Heck. Proton collider. Maybe not yet. Research institutes. I'll just scrap this proton collider. Maybe it'll help with science output. Cut out heavy industry budget a little. And housing. Still higher than start. Boom. Second face of the country. Comrade, now that you have come to power, you need to prove the informal second person of the country, the secretary of the Central Committee of the CPSU for ideology. OB de facto, your deputy will also oversee the Supreme Council of the Soviet Union and guide the ideological work of the party. The choice is wide enough, and all of these people can have a huge impact on the life of our country. Your choice? Stalinists have some power, but Gromyko is prominent politician. So we have moderate Stalinists. Does this mean he makes the moderates and Stalinists happy, or Gorbachev? Like Gromyko, the conservative moderate, probably a good choice. Boom. Andrei Andreevich Gromyko, an old party member with great authority in advocating moderate reforms in order to preserve and progress the Soviet statehood, being the second person in the country, will provide you with a healthy foundation of stability in the state apparatus. Stalinists actually have a great deal of power. Conservatives and moderate together more. Yeah. They don't realize anything. Interesting. Alright, let's check stats. The army keeps decreasing, probably because of the war in Afghanistan. Also put oil. Healthcare is at level 7. Or sorry, 8. Fell a little, or I was looking at medicine availability before. Could bear with some improvement. Care. Trying to stabilize its rank 6. It's not great. Agriculture is down to 2. That's probably going to cut off agricultural imports. Heavy industry is still in great shape, so. Okay. Cut the heavy industry budget. A bit. Just gonna raise the healthcare science budget. CCTV cameras probably after the next thing. Not yet. 80 minutes. Definitely cut this in 2. Just take a look at the globe though. Multi-force of countries is a little low in Czechoslovakia, 86. Romania is more bomb with 71. Tried to set a military base and something went wrong. I guess that happens anytime you click that. Relations. China, 48. Why are things not great with China? Alright. I'll probably have to wait for an event or something. 274 population, 52 political power. Interesting. Oh, can hit that to increase taxes. How do I decrease them? I feel like that might be a problem, honestly. Yeah, this guy, power is extremely influential. Let's see what happens if I pressure Gorbachev. I have no idea what that did. Strategic Defense Initiative, a long-term research and development program announced by President Reagan. According to our military experts, the name that more accurately convey the essence of the program would be Strategic Initiative Defense. That is, defense that involves performing independent active actions up to and including an attack. That is, so it's more offensive than it's being claimed as. Development continues and funding is in full swing. We can no longer sit idly by. Our scientists report the SDI is a bluff, since the current technological level is not the same as that of the United States. Even the whole world will not allow such ambitious projects to be implemented. SDI, in their opinion, was invented to force us to throw more money into the arms race, thereby weakening the economy. However, many military and party members do not think so and are confident in the feasibility and reality of Star Wars, demanding to take tough measures. Announced intention to develop a response system, which will probably increase tensions. Don't pay attention to the provocation. Increase nuclear program as a response. Protest at the diplomatic level. Diplomatic protests. Probably not going to raise tensions nearly as much as intention to develop a response system. Today, at the next meeting of the UN Security Council, we protested against the creation of the SDI project by the Americans. In response, to point out that this is the internal affairs of the United States and the project itself is exclusively peaceful and aimed at strengthening defense. Their point of view was supported by all the other members of the Security Council except for China, which remained neutral. Some members of the Security Council being the US, UK, and France. That improved relations with China, I think. Cool. Maybe not a total loss. Statistics continue to become more honest. Exports are up, competitiveness up. Corruption keeps going up, though. Healthcare took a hit. Environment is degrading. Opposition keeps losing strength, thankfully. Education accessibility is starting to really get hurt. probably increase the education budget if I can. Maybe I didn't fund enough before. Do that without. Left-wing loyalty is terrible, so let's decrease envelopes to the left wing. And intellectuals without entirely eliminating it. Diplomatic missions. You know what? I probably shouldn't spend quite that much because I really need to increase the education budget. Better early. Well, I want to give me tech points then later. Time for CCTV cameras. I'm gonna cool down before any more techs. Probably. Cool. Here it says the budget's positive. Here it says I'm in a loss. We'll see what happens to the gold reserves. I'm worried about the loyalty of Romania. Anti-alcohol campaign. The Supreme Council, in particular its prominent representatives, comrades Gorbachev and Solzhenitsyn, proposed to launch a large-scale anti-alcohol campaign. People definitely didn't drink too much in the Soviet Union. Since many of our citizens are now addicted to alcohol, which harms the state's economy by significantly increasing the disability of the population. Not nearly as bad as saying long COVID is hurting the U.S. economy today, due partly to the very irresponsible ways handled. Disabled that disease itself, and it went from being on the verge of becoming a physician to now struggling to keep a roof over my head. Trying to get Social Security approved and process that. End up having to do congressional inquiry because Social Security office was doing fuckery. They didn't pass on files when I moved. They didn't file an appeal. I submitted it. All sorts of bullshit. And of course, Biden politicized the handling of COVID, and Trump absolutely acted totally irresponsible and pushed suicide stuff. So neither treated it as the serious risk to public health it was. Biden focused more on the perception, how people perceived his handling of the pandemic, than actually, say, pushing scientific research on COVID and actual effectiveness. Anyways, our citizens are now addicted to alcohol, which harms the state's economy, by simply increasing the disability of the population, as well as harming the medical indicators of the population. Your word? How about I increase prices to raise money? On April 4th, 1985, the Politburo met to discuss measures to overcome drunkenness and alcoholism. The chairman of the commission on this issue, M.S. Solzhenitsyn, reported on developed proposals concerning a sharp increase, almost 4.5 times, in prices for wine and vodka products. The rise in alcohol prices, as a result of the continuation of Brezhnev's policy on this issue, has generated only another round of anecdotes, but has not caused any problems. Although this only slightly reduces the consumption of alcohol, the flow of money to the budget also increases. Cool. A very moderate change instead of overdoing it, trying to do like prohibition or something. Oh, the gold reserve did Yeah, so this is the accurate thing. The calculator seems to be the more accurate budget figure. We can see some stats on light industry is doing pretty well. Service sector is doing surprisingly well. Heavy industry is still doing extremely well. This is the MIC. Let's trim the budget for those. Maybe increase the salaries of officials. Only this might reduce corruption a little. Put the rest into a surplus. I really need to focus more on, well, actually I need a little more military tech right now. This should improve the effectiveness of military.